public and the political parties opportunity to screen say where dear you obibia or baby or vote, but we potent dear or allegiance to party A or party B. Enti yen to me money in the referee money ye. Say na doc can.
Menko Doctor let me come to the MPs who lost. Some of them we know who lost. Like Ablekuma Central, Esla also. Doctor, why do you think she lost?
In such a trauma you can air back nipa no hofono and to do some pempenswana they just want you out, especially because we are near be ukasa na de mfata we are hunter we are home so just a 2 minutes I enter so it is often said that if you want to tell the character of a man, give him power.
But she's one of the powerful women in parliament, like not just for MPP but over Onua for us or Kasa or parliament. No speaker.
You see, but I think it's we find ourselves in a part of the world now. We cherish our value system. We are ba wunye bema mani ye. We are bema so wuntimi nya oba mani ye. Until these intangibles, people look at those things to decide how some of these things should happen. Obi send a message say, men can fante kakra na into okay because to make a fancy ma na no what on idea. The fancy ya na mintan kantino.
The point is I'm almost a but in your start na 10 na ko fanta
because my father is an asante. Mommy in there. Also lose them meeting can. It's because of some of these basic things. In Sudan, and another say makes more relate with people. No, sometimes it's not good. A woman must, you see, it doesn't matter where you get to. You must equally be submissive. The way and manner, any being for anyone casa, anyone yano, as if there. So what kind of work could see able to many benina?
Yes, and Ashanti. Remember what now about it now?
And Baba, Mekano big FM Takrade. There, say Anshen Techiman South, there will be a reprisal attack.
Techiman South is where I'm going to. Dominic here, eyewitness to what happened in Techiman South and our Homaso. Person and the Dean Komoka. Dominic, Majo.
Yeah, madam.
Now, then I want to talk about police station. Yeah, police for now. I want to be here.
Actually, and I don't cancel this year. Especially teach myself to be a 2 years, especially the poor. I see. But some of us just want to buy our run or more every side. But I say, and I'm free when she buys teach my young woman when this is for. So we do not say, then I win it. I won't be also baby. I'm not sending to me a day. Inside it, and also then give to me that is a bit of a phenomenon in Casa. A home has a good treasure, a son will be good to treasure. That police for our soldiers for it could be a few more. Comes to 12 years, I know money in our. As an MP, I'm a coffer from the care of Fano. Police commander of the care of Fano with fear back. I'm being command. So, on the show by the Sapija and say, well, now, really. So, my announcement is my higher camp, problem being after that.
Maybe. Oh, say, the CN say, no more expected, Nipano or and so Baba Beja, the Winnie and Sansa. Is that what it is?
Also, no, you can say, yes, say, no, one so me first when comes for me counting back on and say you second one so you third one no and as I don't buy when sign or call you now me say this from the one so say can be pin no be sign so mo for say you see no enye salary no na you see so when you see me mass out and say so mo nyina class no mo say o jitum say na eko nti hono na so just for no buy around say myself go for no and so just for no buy so mo me so just no ngam so just for no go inside so he said, no, I had some more talk more. Yes, I know, man.
I say, or machinery, no, about sign.
Somehow, no confirmed by any deal. I say, you might some announce to be a community. My can be here.
And Abuana no more to go police station or not the MP no say police station one.
No, I ain't not more to say, you know, and Casa say, or more loose, ladies in Alpha. I didn't create more trouble in a police for no home, just when we're inside. That's not for the moon race and someone to just when
police got you to.
So just also if you want to buy now to be Yama, I'm the empty no at like so just when the night like I'm the call. Monk from which I didn't in a free home. So just one normal to move boss out town move mono.
I saw that for the way inside a normal to bomb.
Almost what to move to us on the Via Bono, the Via and say, police for the soldiers from the graph no more. I say 4 more.
Hey, Ghana pa the baby do not deal. So then you know no sound of MP by a crime. That's what you need time to now or react. But me that's Dominic, me that's Papa no one about the brain. So I mean this shouldn't have been an issue. Sometimes to me for now you can't be. Yeah, can't be. To be honest, it's unnecessary. If something like this is happening, you want necessarily be a nipa no wanyari. What kind me and son why we and what they want home tie. Yeah, Madam for Tourism Minister, I say, do baby I feel collapse crap. Home too. No watching the once into one person will be trashing woman, you may be a wall. Maybe that's many better. Now, what's there now? Hey, oh my Casa, you manage I like TV to be beautiful. And you manage amazing. And yeah, yo, what you can't impress our worry.
But I will always wish to have
a honey pot because
that no force to say the one sign.
I'm surprised, say 1 hour or sign a Juman returning officer. Party agents are double checks. And this was on sign Onua. Doesn't mean they should hold the whole constituency to ransom.
No, I'm to trouble about sugar for.
Entina training no and selection training no. I was say enko ye na nkofo no ntie adwuma na mo kwa akoye na ase.
If I propose to you, sir, yes, the EC should sublet the selection of these officers to any of the CSOs to do that, like on behalf of the EC.
It's not a bad idea. I think it's not a bad idea. So they
would do the screening everything. No. They would do the screening everything. At the end of the day, they will write a thorough report. And maybe say NIB and I think say maybe for fairness and to let afano process we should sublet that particular way.
And Africa,
especially in the SCC for a delay. I said that a delay process of collation. How can you have collation officers recruited? You still have regional collation officers, and you still have a delay in declaration.
Declaring things. I don't know.
I do our training department of Africa Electronics. Mobile. Yeah, if you listen to expertise.
Oh yeah, so to me, I'm a cabinet has $1 million.
My idea, you like the idea?
Yeah. But we have to look at the pros and cons.
You as a nation, to go through procurement, lobby, and write a proposal.
Yes.
Tell us how you intend to train them, how you intend to select them, right? What kind of background checks will you put in place? All of this we need to know so that we can. So you go there for the tendering.
Executive director said, start writing your proposals.
It's a consideration, so they'll probably have to think about it.
We need a change.
Asante Achimnov, they're very affable and loud, if I should use that word. MP. What it MPP for? I don't know some more. Why you? Well, no cry and a year can for ya must go to catch him. Party. Yeah, more cry. I say, do baby now so more company and class and go lose about to win. Why am I independent candidate? Akoya. that no is radio station ya control independence they win so on them independence they win independence be about nani na ndc 5 the independent they different wow
A plus you be
A plus is where we need A plus na tia obetete mo parliament mo
as independent
A plus tia obetete mo no
na sa akonya no one na ye MPP for akonya
ai
oh ba ka sa family no ni na ndc ni
na ntokwa ho
o man ka sa mukofo na ba
na ntokwa ho nti ya na ja otife no na ese ene ade anti ye bona baso but how come since lusu how come since what reason do you think brought about her loss?
A lot of factors say ano ama for do na bre aban no and I have effect and now Onua nkasa ni ho ni so it has been an issue ebi mo si na ni ye and ejuma on the ground no onye mo sa ade chiche it's a factor affecting ye parliamentary candidates. Oh, say it is so much chiche niama on the grounds. Even baby I meet Esla or say Omunina che, but at the end of the day, no one share Omun share the science of it because say 200. Now be my 50 idea. Yen 150 na kan yen den.
On fa so no yi nkro for no wa
antina no na be my yen na ya kan. Say me ye party ni kra na wa mama ya. Metu me wofo.
Ni say kra wa me say ye tete me na makotuma badada. Mama me hwe. Ai wa frɛ me a wo musoro me. Wo me short kwa wo hwe number no hu number person tire. Nko frɛ rabe mo fa na no tenten me kama asem. Jo obi a frɛ me. Ai so mo ho no mo frɛ obi so nkoto aba na o me de. Ate. Yeah, che say me kola.
Omonchiche bibi sada ma.
Unya bi da ho.
Unya bi da. Fitiri mo fra say ma tichi sa.
So wo so ano ya. Nti sa na beba no. Ma me kwa Andrew Japa mesa ho no so lusu. Oh. What do you think?
Well, interestingly, I'm saying 3 days to the elections.
Yes.
My young boy being in from frame. Now, Mr. Suniana, me investigation now. Me tier politicians me per grassroots information. These are MPP boys. I know, I'm catching me say, sir, secondly, Blair will take the elections.
The MPP person said so.
Yes.
What was his reason?
Omunyina abeto man.
Adentia.
Omuso bobo. Oye hwema omo. Na am say no nche no. De ama bobo ho kire no. Pa na say. De obeye bia na Blair so aye. Okochantuma no so ache. Okoyiska no so
yi.
Into the financiers no.
Almost support no.
Because they were bent on taking him out. Secondly, in general, Nankasa economy and yet
old town.
Secondly, economy and yet they are hustlers. It is poverty-driven, constituency. But see, man, Omunya Konya Koba Mokobano, Omuntimi and two Debbie. Secondly, no, up till now. A chrono still to me and see on my hinu.
Ahinian
Tawan into leadership and so you will see, sir, a Nanako Brancatia.
Yes.
Or no on Dimba second. So, intino, in fact, Ibn say, and put a man from by here, yeah. Intino, second day, up till now, it's been decades since they had not been able to.
I had that town.
I had that town. So
think I said you're no gender na nanka eboa kakra
to make the place where and fishing harbor but some fishing harbor and so man because some me for motor court Syria they are seafarers and apart from that don't say nanka store away nanka nanka ye there panya e ko omo ba omo sit town
na case was about
no I don't okopanya okomboy kakra agba anwe na de hu de baba dandan no ho Noja car no another one to no into normal economy, secondary economy no. Though it was dead, and a takrade economy no, no, or far superior to secondary. Onuntina in the wisdom pay from wages certain institutions or secondary, like the regional ministry, lands commission, so that as a twin city, as a twin city, one will have a positive impact on the other. But still, it has still not worked.
No, it may be a big school. I mean, St. John's, but yet the place is a bit dead. Well, yeah,
it's a place that makes the place
Dr. Chile will confess. Oh, hey, Yanko, Dankwa, Inoko, Aquatia, Dankwa, yes. Aquatia, cement, wants to be a PM or not, someone.
I may after Kitwa or Aquatia, it's Abatoɔ, a shot, and the better side, and I say up to now, no, you need me already including our Aquatia, and that's right, so both presidential and parliamentary in
so I'm a farmer, MPP, we need Aquatia. And I'm from MPP, we need Aquatia. Let's see, and I'm from MPP, we need Aquatia.
Yes, both parliamentary and presidential. Ushemua na NDC nanso NDC for no enso the almost here NDC aye because it's the same ekoso a almost say ama Abatoɔ no anye krodin na almost say almost say abrantie bi a abrantie ni bi e de omuka e kan insika almost change number bi e wo so eno e ma omo ekoye report ma police report so e dey e de omuka and so almost no more eco this other no Saturday and we see a beja with the science way and say we na now and upon anything when you call the press conference and upon na me almost and almost here almost Jesus and to say obi ni obi a ni that no more
almost what na you declare there this year declare what na Mama enko domi kwa benya na bibi sense wo domi kwa benya nti ensa mo hwi nsa enko domi kwa benya dom kwa benya Michael Kwe ewrade na hwan na eso yi yankwai.
We have also seen heavy deployment of military personnel in here as well, who are also ensuring that peace will be stable at the Dom Kwabenya Coalition Center. The police officials too have also doubled the number, also here to ensure that everything will be done in place very well to ensure that at the end of the day, the exercise will be a smooth one. I will be going down so that we can get to interact with some of the NDC supporters who have been here since yesterday. Others also coming just right away from other constituencies to give them a moral support so that at the end of the day, their candidate, which is Honorable Faustina Eliklima-Kruger, will be declared as the Member of Parliament for the Dom Kwabenya constituency. And just like I indicated, when that happens, then it means that this is going to be the first time after a very long while that the NDC will be representing here in the Dom Kwabenya constituency. We should recall that this is the second time Eliklima-Kruger is standing. Previously in the 2020 elections, she stood against Sarah Adwoa Safo and came in a bit closely according to the results, but unfortunately she wasn't able to represent the constituency in Parliament. Sarah Adwoa Safo did, but looking at all the circumstances surrounding her losing from the primaries, it gave the NDC the confidence that they were going to win this time around, which possibly might be happening for them. So at this premises, or it's where you get to enter before you get to the coalition center, you can see that the police officials are here ensuring that no individual will be able to make their way into the premises to ensure that everything will be done and done smoothly. Just like I indicated as well, this particular point, which is the entrance point to the coalition center, has been barricaded, so individuals are not allowed to cross it over and come to the other side. But I will be engaging some of the constituents who have been here for a very long time to know what they are expecting at the end of the day. You're live on TV3. I'm sure you've been here for a very long time. Some have been here since yesterday. What time did you get in here, and what are you waiting for, basically?
We are waiting for them to declare the MP. So that's the reason why we are here.
Which MP? I'm seeing you in an NDC outfit, so I'm sure you are waiting for them to announce Eli Klim as the winner.
Yeah, actually, I'm from Medina.
Right.
So, I'm from Medina.
So you are part of those who just came in to support the crowd in here.
Yes.
How did you get the information, and tell us the reason why you're here? I want you to explain that to us.
So we are at Medina when we heard that they've not declared the MP over here.
Right.
So we need to rush and come and support for them to declare the MP.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure you are also a party agent. Were you here since yesterday?
Yes, please.
What has been going on?
Okay, since yesterday, we were here after collating. They said they need some paint sheets around 2 a.m. So it arrived by that time, and everything delayed again. So in the afternoon, we saw 14 ballot boxes. So we have to rush ourselves to scatter everything and tear everything, because most of the ballot papers there are not certified. Right. So we have to destroy everything and burn it there. So later we got an information that the NPP said they don't have their pin sheet. So what the EC is having, the hard copy, is not the same thing they are having, but their pin sheet is on the laptop. So they want the EC should work with their own pin sheet.
Right. So I'm sure at the various polling centers you had agents from the New Patriotic Party as well. At the moment, we are only seeing people who belong to the NDC and not the NPP. Have you heard from some of your colleagues? Where are they?
Colleagues who are
Yeah, exactly. Who were with you at the polling centers?
Yeah. Most of them were here. And even I had information that some people refused to sign at the polling station.
Why is that so?
I don't know. Just all of a sudden they say they decide not to sign, but they force some of them to sign. So that is the information we got. But what the information Movement for Change is having on their patient is the same information NDC is also having.
Let me have a quick one with you before I make my way inside again. Beautifully adorned in your red and black smoke. I'm sure you're also anticipating the results at the end of the day. What are you expecting?
For them to announce so everybody can go home, because everybody is stressed out. I've been here since, let's say, last night. We didn't leave because I think this dawn, around 2 to 3 a.m., we saw some people try to bring in ballot boxes and then pink sheets. We had to stop them. So it's been like that, back and forth. So it's not, if you try to move, they have their own way. So it's like...
Right, Betri, so I'm sure you can clearly hear the supporters agitating, saying that they want peace, and this is because the declaring of the results in the Domkobenya constituency has delayed. We were expecting the collation of the results to be done by yesterday, but it has gone all through, and it has come to today as well. Most of them have been waiting for a very long time. At a point, they got agitated and started pelting stones towards some of the EC officials. It also got to a point where an official.
6 years ago we are here. 6 years ago we are here. Why they cannot declare? They have to come and declare. That's what we are waiting for. We are leading. We are leading. So what? You want peace?
Did you just come here?
Yes, please.
Why are you here?
I'm here to support. I just want to support. I love the NDC and I want to support.
Absolutely. How about you as well?
Yes, boss. We are NDC people. But boss, what the EC are doing, this is one of the things that they do, and it creates problem and death to the country. And they will say the youth are not good. What they are doing is very, very, very bad. They should stop it. What if right now, if the youth strike and do something, the soldiers will say they will shoot them, and if they shoot them, they are doing wrong thing. So we want them to declare our mom and let her go and relax. She's suffering too much.
Right, we are all hoping that they will declare the results soon. But Beatrice, I'm sure you can see the wall over there. Most of the supporters had to use a wooden ladder to climb towards that wall and climbed all over to the top where they made their way into the collation room and destroyed a number of stuff which brought the entire exercise to a standstill. You can see how agitated they are. They are concerned about their thumbprints, and that's the reason why they shouting that they want change in the Domkabenya constituency. Not seeing some of the new patriotic party supporters at the premises. It could be that the National Democratic Congress could be leading, because earlier I had mentioned that in the largest polling center here in the Domkabenya constituency, the NDC presidential side and also the parliamentary side won hands down in that constituency. We've also been picking from the grounds that the National Democratic Congress might be winning the entire elections in the Domkabenya constituency in both the presidential and also the parliamentary side as well. So we are all anticipating, awaiting that the results will be declared soon, so we can all make our way out of here. But let me also take you to the other side as well, where the supporters were preventing the police officials from
Abusia no dom kwa benya no mtena otiatim ne chendi na nya badada nti sesi a chendi abo want to change mo de den electoral commission for mo tira mo wo mba bo mo me fa nkwa wutu senya west na ehuru wutu senya ya loku wo mo loku o mo asede mo samo nka mani kumonna enti aloku omo chese ndisi fu akwa gogu ho no omo bodjem na SMP akwati ade no se ya kan wi mwa ya kan wi no ade my transfer na akwati ade MC ya kan si ana ino akbi before from
Into no, not near me to us. So, into no, a we want EC officials, you know, any both NDC, MPP party agents, together with soldier police people, you know, extra car we say, the ballot box is no air, Coco for Libya, the one of the Juma. Now, so I'm yet to be at the Java here, and you know, I'm the Coco for the actually, a police report a soldier phone in the party agent only the paper box na for the echo for Libya.
Right, Martin, the Besibia for dia Onua me hunu me das papa e wutu senya west our district assembly e wutu senya west district assembly e see a local district assembly ni app o makwa koloko na app yes remo as much as you na person we vigilant no na money da ho say be ya yenua mo no pin sheet ni be dia dance ba say be ya yenua mo no mo say nema adwuma na mo dia ma John Dramani Mahama because at the end is can be the One no dear, what they baby edgeman edne. I feel no better than say I don't. Amanano, a mudo. As in cathedral, amana. Ate. Namu de amon say, and I must say, I'm bedded. Dear walkers will be a mamma, no more better me. Yes, I know, say, oh, yeah, enough imagination. So. When you would take a cry, Dana Mumba partner say near the day. I saw you, Mako say drums, Yanni, you bet Yakunka. So on Smam. Or no, you're not sorry now, baby, into Coseno. Let our commission Sicani debate you, and so Ghana Sica. Yeah, Munyabute. Vigilant, dear, here. Yakura, near Bressy, a near break, papa, Timber. Munya dinosaur no more kind, Munya than dinosaur, wanted to 10 years. Monchi says, no more boom. Omabomo. Omo fese lo. Ani omo say no omo fese de omo fese. Na ni say omo bom de. Omo bom. Omo boda omo lock no.
Omo fese ni o an e bi omo de bi kan o.
Omo be lock no, omo fese omo de no ma lock no.
Any power na omo
Omo ai omo lock o ma so omo.
Nti omo
O ya me ma mo na ho, mo ni kum na mo nkan mo na ho. Nti ne omo a boba mo omo. Mo wi am from maybe emu. One person be a fetch into a more local master home, the moon can you from maybe. And send me Wagana, how many have brepa, almost a dano, or more court, no. We are judged for any some way somehow, some woman young, coffee for Pink Street in the Petambo. No, I be calculator. They say, don't get your no crack calculator and would be. No, about a bobo to win or more yellow ground.
Nana, it's
quite excellent. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President elect. Nifie. Ewo military cemetery kwan so
this current government has brought us backwards, and how they destroy the economy, how they destroy the moral fabric of this country. And so we were right there with the people at their doorsteps, in their houses, in their communities, in their churches, in their mosques, to explain what we will bring on board, particularly when we built a solid economy before handing over power to them. I mean, you talk about the stabilization fund, you talk about the sinking fund, you talk about all the buffers, everything. But today, everything has been mortgaged and the country is zero. We are virtually a collapsed state. But I thank God that the people within the party, our branch organizers, our constituency, were on the field with less resources, but it was all about commitment. It was all about dedication. It's all about the structures that we put in place to be able to get our message right down to members of the public. And that is the result you are seeing today.
Ludwig, I'm going to come back to you, but Mr. Tekwe, what is the expectation of the NDC in the face of the supposed delay by the Electoral Commission now in terms of the declaration of the result?
Thank you very much. I wouldn't want to put any economic interpretation to it, given the context.
No. Generally about the delay that the Electoral Commission is yet to declare the result. They say they are yet to get the collated results from the regions. How expectant is the NDC in terms of having the result declared in your favor? Then you can start to work towards the goal of resetting the country.
Oh, I think that the NDC post-election, would definitely be working within the transitional arrangements that are put, forward. Issues like the, expenditure in advance of appropriation, timing. Luckily, many of these things are prescribed, by law, statutory law, the Constitution as well, and they have time limits. And whatever preparation is required, a lot of intensive work had been done, during the manifesto phases of the. So I also don't envisage a prolonged delay with the UC's work, but if it does happen, of course, I expect that they would also be mindful of the, the timelines, within which things have to be done. But we have a manifesto that tells the country where we want to go. The flag bearer now, President-elect, would address, a number of specific issues for which I wouldn't want to, preempt, but I think some will be familiar. He's a leader, and we are all waiting, once he addresses the Ghanaian, voters and citizens, we would fall in line and give any clarifications as may be needed.
Let me pick your thoughts on your expectations from Parliament. They will be recalled on the 16th, and one of the most important things is the vote on account, which is the last one that they will the government needs to send to Parliament before the exit. What's your expectation? What are you looking out for on the vote of account?
No, the vote of account has one overriding purpose, arising from the fact that it is impossible in an election year to pass the budget, because the law requires in the Constitution that the budget should be read by the middle of November so that Parliament can do its work, and then latest before they go on recess, they pass the budget. Now, because it's impossible, to pass the full budget, what we are talking about is what is called the expenditure in advance of the appropriation, which could not take place. And it is to fund government from January, to the end of March, right? Within which period the 2025 budget, will then be presented by the new government, to the new Parliament. Now, I envisage two things, or let's say three things. First of all, the 2024 budget has been passed. And so we can be assured that, unlike what happened in the US, which people are comparing, the country is fully, ministries, departments, agencies, MMDAs are fully provided for 2024. So there will be no issue arising as to whether provision has been made to pay salaries, for Christmas and all that. That is in the 2024 budget, it's not in the 2025 budget. Now, there are two parliaments, we are talking about now. Usually it is the parliament whose term is expiring that passes the expenditure in advance of appropriation. And that is what is required. The Speaker has said they will recall, among other things, on the 16th. I believe that there are provisions for emergency sitting. It's not as extensive as the budget. And so I believe that before that parliament is dissolved, at the end of the year, provision can be made. They would have passed the expenditure in advance of appropriation. Even in the events that this does not happen, just in the events, and to cover all the, anything one would want to anticipate, the new parliament will be sworn in immediately after the swearing in, right? And we are talking, therefore, of a period of probably 2 weeks, for the opportunity. It has never happened, but there's nothing that says that, there's nothing that says that it should be, Parliament has to pass. So if it is delayed, then what is required is, I believe that the new Parliament, after it is sworn in, can also pass it before the end of January. And therefore, what is required is adjustments to be made to make some statutory payments, notably our debts and other obligations, which would have fallen due at the end of December, and payment is normally made, in let's say the next quarter. But again, recall, I said that it would have fallen due at the end of December. So the provision for some of those payments, the statutory ones, are in the 2024 budget because they are December expenditures. So it is a running of government, for, which expires at the end of December, which is a critical issue, and which I believe capital expenditures and others, most of it can be deferred. Arrears will have to. So a limited appropriation can be passed by the new Parliament, ahead of the passing of the budget. So I envisage that, this can be done expeditiously. We have a Parliament that has done many of these things over and over, both the old and the new, and I believe that can be done.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let me take a final one from you, Lord. For you, you are not expecting too much jubilation, but you would want to see a party and a government get into the grounds to work effectively?
I think there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, the economy is so bad that even though we celebrate the victory, we have to be modest in some of the things we do as a party. And so I would want to urge particularly our foot soldiers and supporters, to allow His Excellency, the President-elect, to take his time and form his government, put in the necessary structures to reset the economy so that he can create opportunities for everybody in the country to have part of his plans or programs worked out. Because it's very important that we allow him, as party people, we allow him to reset the system. The economy is so bad that if we don't give him that opportunity to reset and direct the path to prosperity, it will affect all of us. So I want to appeal to particularly our party supporters. We've worked hard, we've suffered for this for 8 years, we were virtually tortured by this past government, but there is hope, and the hope is the victory. And so let's allow the flag bearer to reset the system, the President-elect to reset the system, put the necessary structures in place for prosperity for all of us, so that together we can celebrate the Ghana we want to celebrate.
Okay, many times. That's Ludwig Ploje, who is the director of logistics and protocol for the National Democratic Congress. Well, many of the supporters, a lot of them are outside of the premises where we're transmitting from, and it's also the media stands where they're waiting for the flag bearer to come. Many of them continue to troop in, and the expectation is that once the declaration is done by the Electoral Commission, then John Mahama will walk in and will address the nation right from his cantonment private office. Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Cantonment, Accra.
Right, and now you be so and Casadam near Bema Captain Smart about Abatoɔ. So say Jen Mensa eben announcing you no more because when you announce here, you said Dr. Muhammad Baumia abe considered defeat. But until Jen Mensa, who is the returning officer for presentation, comes to announce, the game is not over. And you know better now, I'm saying to you, I say she be doing now. Yeah, Kuri. 2 questions, quick. I asked one, we didn't answer, and Doctor will do that for me on the pros and cons, positive and negative of John Mahama as president-elect at the moment, especially the 90 days. I can't answer. E-levy, COVID levy, and stuff.
So, bet me, I answer. One, may elections, they are not me the I mean himself obeying winning elections. So they had the benefit of the IMF. So they had the benefit of the IMF program. Now, as a way of dousing the high expectation of the people, or can be, or say he's going to open the books of the nation to all the union. So that was say,
to be done like more beer transparency. Let everybody know what you came to meet, and not just tell us rhetoric.
No. After that, yes, our national economic dialogue, no. the Senche Accord style, which brought the homegrown policy of which as a nation we were able to grow by 7.something% in 2017, which was already predicted before the 2017 came. Senche Accord with the homegrown policy. Then to engage this, have this fiscal consolidation program. And based upon this, the unions, also these labor unions, they will be agitating for high salary.
But once you open the books to you,
once you open the books
you
to them,
cannot come agitating like that.
They will sit down, Georgia, bring all the experts. Bring all the experts together. This Senche, he says he's going to do that. At the end of the day, they will have a program like what he intends to do with the free SHS review, a program that will be accepted by all and sundry, and then they will implement. That
free
is the
SHS,
people's
private schools.
I don't really know.
But on
because you see, if we go on that line, I think it could be 30-70. Because if you go on that line, you will end up collapsing the public schools cumulatively.
Yes. Joshua.
Yakoka private schools assembly. Current government, you see, for the private sector, but more affected private schools. Papa, when said there will be a lot of agitation, say, because creative perception, say, public schools, more DNT, private school, time do busy. Now I see someone calling now, good government. I am within that structure, to me who say now, and there are schools, Ghana higher Philisa private schools, yes, Kappa. But along the coastal lines, communities now, interlands now. Yes, even within Accra, when you go to Dansoma along the shore, private schools you are a feeding fee. So they struggle to survive. Inti omunsha policy bia ebetumi aboa sa NGOs omunde partnership na these private schools enya support na se ebia omunye access bi to facilities bia ombetumi aye ama. It is not to make money, but it is to show up government's effort to make sure that every Ghanaian gets educated.
Right.
I propose 30-70 or maybe 40-60 for starters to support so that you don't end up collapsing the public sector. You say you are removing this, you are removing that. All these things will come as a cost to the nation. Into him now, but no also want to say that. Idea of implementing this.
Oh, but one sound friend of me here. Now, the material mushroom tea. I say, near that. Yes, I can't know. That's our back near the income or whether she'll be able to calm her people down a bit.
If and Kano, you see 126 ministers, 85 ministers. Let's say you see 60. You can do the maths and see, sir, you save the nation some millions. Hundreds of millions of Ghana cedis. That in itself, you are also going to operate a lean and efficient government. That in itself is also some kind of cost benefit to the nation. So some of these cuts, it could end up boosting the economies in those areas. But then we'll have to still find a way of plucking some inefficiencies in the system. This orally operation retrieve all loot,
and I'm ready. Why now? More a basintele car, some obedem no. Monya crado. Monya ready. And your list no crime over her. Basintele list no. Or many. It is a mobama monamenkai modia. Because if you were how she have more platforms to crash with them, was it? With them. I can't say oh to me them because they need to investigate the matter. Cecilia that pass say oh too much time or investigating. But no special prosecutor be Canada said it was not a bicycle, but they can investigate her for fraud. And no now o man ntini you ready na fraud no dey there.
So no fraud no dem yoko and did you so
o se ho nkrata no o ma fa amene no. Ti wa se nkrata ni ti nkrata no be obi a no o marry aba. That is we say o marry we chira kwa.
Na this is a part of
marry people hope see ado ya kwade airport aboso.
Sir?
Oh adan. Say before election no ma one say Jay we need say clean airport wo dina ho wa mo bia kwan anybody at all so be to kwan every Ghana. Enti I say mo faka akotogo. Mo faka akotogo no airport o tem.
When you say make say ma yenja sa die say we na sha ase ntimi ntu aso no. Say wo say o man en kondenima bibi bia obi aka obi bia obi a invest wo mu akodu baby
JDM the president elect what can say so when you akonya no money sa to me na enye ni manim na kwakoye project foforo or say he will have to make sure say
and work as one for say
yes
because what happen when the president be there you force your
there won't be that. Me schooling work here yes irrespective of the challenges you know there were houses affordable houses bush you know across the country NPP buy any year the same thing there are projects and this Commander Sugar Factory eka nrem schools ISCC yenja saade and say oh omo implementing your policy omo ni ideas bia yes na on healthy
it's not just MPP all both parties have done it before.
Yes, enti na citing near NDCD NPP asana me can
NPP there
enti yenja saade no na yendwin omane wo first because at the end of the day no sika na yesi yen ni bi no na yakolo kiska wo ha na party fofuraba no so akolo kiska wo ha
yes na yes ai cathedral na tokuro no he no so mo hwe ho asem nkapa for the hospital bia man
KJT first
that's a very difficult thing to do at the moment. Only it's not something that could be done easily. And I want he should try, but you can't.
No, sir.
It's not easy.
There are certain projects. Yes. We should not be investing in airport. How many Ghanaians?
Oh, airport in the here. Yeah,
because
Mahama had started looking for money for Tamale.
But elite investment.
See, I know first, anything about from me. I say,
let's do the cost-benefit analysis of some of these airports. Sunyane.
Sunyane is not an airport.
You have Takra. It's flight call.
Flight call here, but so His Excellency, good evening.
Good evening to you, and good evening to your cherished viewers and listeners.
Thank you for joining me. Bibi Abakode.
Thank you for having me.
Bibi Abakode.
Oh, everything is okay. Everything is okay.
We thank God. So far, as a presidential candidate, have you called the former president to congratulate him on his victory during this election?
Yes, I have done that.
You have?
Yes, I've done that.
What did you tell him?
Oh, I told him, per the records, per the number of parliamentary candidates your party has won, I think that if I look at the figures, you are almost 7 million plus. And as a matter of fact, I think that victory is more on your side than any other person. So I want to wish you, I want to congratulate you and your party for winning the 2024 general election. And he told me that Dr. Baumia has called him too. I said, okay, in that case, you have two people who have called you, with you, to congratulate you. So I think it's in order.
Before the elections,
even though we are yet to get the results, the official results from the Electoral Commission, I think that looking at the statistics and the figures that everybody is collating, it is fair to congratulate him, to calm down the tension in town, to make things easier for everybody, and to have a very peaceful country, devoid of trouble and anarchy. So I think that it was also one reason why we also congratulated him.
Do you see those elections free, fair, and then what is happening currently with these disturbances from coalition centers? What would you say about that?
First of all, let me go whether it's free or fair. I remember the IPAC meeting, when we had the IPAC meeting and people were of the view that a commissioner or electoral commissioner can make somebody president. And I said, nobody can make anybody president if you get massive vote turnout and get a win. That. You see, I've been reading number one. Number two, the disturbances at the police station. Number two, the disturbances at the police station is one too many. Currently in Pandai, where one of is contestant, there is anarchy there in the Pandai constituency. They've closed down the whole place, beating people, trying to burn all the ballot papers and everything, because they believe there's reading there. So the disturbances are two deaths so far, which I wish we could have avoided and still come out peacefully. And as a matter of fact, the two deaths, for me, it's something we shouldn't have recorded.
Now it's actually 3. Right. Let me say thank you to you, and better luck next time.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hassan Ayariga now turning Kano. Onua presidential candidate na also afre or adia to worry into wafre. He say betimi akodom kwa benyana yene Michael Kwe Jr. and then atwetwe nkomo kakra. Panda no waka ho asem no mate say former member of parliament for NPP na Winnie. I don't know how true that is. As these things are going all over the place, you don't know whether it's true or not. Coalition centers in Adana Blue Street. See, Adana Azuma nursing ring.
Obviously, or Canada, where the Asher.
Uncle Facebook, on your TV or Facebook, be here or now on your 95.1 FM or Facebook, and also bit me here. I think I was struggling to get. I don't have TV. I have TV, but it doesn't have Ghana TV. Oh, I'm having issues. But Oko YouTuber, you find on your TV on YouTube as well. You can watch on your TV from YouTube. That will get me. Come on. My last question, and probably we will probably hit Dom Kwabenya. No, see about Captain or so. Maybe. Yanko Baumia as a flag bearer of the NPP. What does quite our first swap while we and we are not more than unprecedented. A figures no ebebana. And if I should say, it would be less than 44. I'm sure now quite less than 44 because 44 is should be here. Into 97 night too much. Even for him to come and accept defeat that early. Do you think he's safe in his party?
Safe. As I say, Ebia, I'm sure the next one on the bonnet baby. Okay. Virtually, no. Quite a fast ye Dr. Baumia. Quite a fast so your ma Alan a free quote no. And Tawano. All these things did not make Dr. Baumia a popular candidate. First of all, Omo didn't tell me where she I now come as some. Omo didn't pa. The Samuel Ukus, the Esles, the Nanakomias and Omo didn't. One, it started with the first presidential primaries. Aomudi enipa enum normal contest no. No omuko ti say obenya 85%. Ebinim si kwata benef si 73. And I'm say enya no correct. I don't know what you are basing your projections on, but it cannot be. And it did not come to fruition. And
it's 85 during the primary.
Yes. Because only 70 upon Then primaries. If a presidential candidate in an internal elections, you could not get 75, 80 and beyond, and your opponent gets 98 point something percent, he's won the elections. We know why? It means to say internally there are no internal factions in his party. You have internal factions that you are going to deal with.
And that can play against you.
That can play against you. So from the word go, you are likely to lose.
But that's why he tried to solve by bringing all of them on board. Those who contested with only
you see, politicians have permanent interest. So, they want the party to come back into position. It's deliberate. So that they will reorganize. Yes, to reorganize strongly and come back. And that is what exactly has happened. Matete said, I'm sure they will call for early Congress. So, as someone will say, is he safe?
No, Krana said, a party in penny phone in Monia ready now, man for me, papa, made the moon and make a behind the metamfo. Two way, Onia, just in Korea, mini papa, Nanabache, mini papa, all them three. Omni Lunam, and salam. But now we are quite social media. One soon I'm ready now, or met 20 amo. So,
and that is what is going to happen. They will sweep all of them. Maybe just number teenager, maybe because of the way and manner of conducting, so he could still represent the new order of things. But the way and manner Donna B does is politics. I don't think so that is the new direction they have to go. It should be taken off. It should be yanked off. The new team that they will have to form, it doesn't have to be. It's not about shouting on top of your voice. And say with you. No, we are talking about politics and contest of ideas, ideas of dialogue and ideas of superior argument, and conviction and convincing. That is the way to go. So that when you come out with the idea, turn Kwafasum. Because there will be factions. And what worked for Mr. Mahama is the fact that at this point in time, he doesn't have factions. One, if Mr. Rollins were to be alive, there will be another faction. If Professor Mills were to be there, and that way, is near there. Now they all saw the reason. So they now saw the reason to back Mahama because they felt to say that is the only ideal person we can use.
And he probably would not contest again anyway.
Yeah,
after 4 years, he's not contesting. And then it wouldn't have much. But Baumia may face challenges.
Yes, there are so many factors they will sit down to analyze. If they consult some of us, we will tell them. You see,
he should be changed. You think they should change him as a candidate?
You see, he came as a corporate damage product, which is himself and that of the president. Into under normal circumstances, now, I felt to say, if you guys really wanted to break the 8, the only way you can confuse the electorate was to bring a new face.
Outside the 2.
So
you think Kennedy Japan has a chance? And that is why probably he joined the
Kennedy Japan is a smooth talker. He's a good communicator. He's a content creator. The problem is a baggage of the past and the way he conducted himself in the past. That is why another prayer, for example, in a very derogatory manner, referred to him as unpresidential. You get that thing really
it hit him that hard.
Hit him that hard. And then I said, Ken, so if you knew you had presidential ambition, you shouldn't have done so many things, taking on women, you get a point, taking them on, attacking pastors in that manner. All these intangibles will affect your chances come the future. Until me say, he just wanted to prove a point to the powers that be in the party. That one I can't tell. And until now, me feel say, no one didn't want J, but on my campaign, it was a mistake. Because you had already
if he doesn't, so one can one. Yes, party say, what is was very strategic.
So that they will come on board if he should rise and
you have to follow.
But send some now can kind. Na wakokodi enimu no unse hwe the campaign strategy no dina simpieswa he was now speaking a different language and now the NDC was using those things that you said in their campaign.
Yes.
And you are now, I had to say your questions were not a boy here. So and that is just unfortunate. So we got to where we've gotten to.
Well, but Captain gave His Excellency John Dramani Mahama 6 months. That he's just going to give him 6 months of holiday. After 6 months, I will personally see to it that Captain will do the marathon 6 months and make sure whatever it is that he has to do. Say a better me a message John Dramani Mahama. Me can't be. Me can't be. Me the massa. The woman the them na me kind of. Me 90 days. I'll come and check that COVID levy. I will be reminding you daily. 90 days. Matter so 89. 88. Oh, and then you papa don't know me. 88, 87. Na me test so bad. You do 90. Na me check COVID levy 11 year because boys I want.
Okay. Asla. MPP can say omuba omoye free ho. And so ne omo extending to anya. No mo say do kosi a wa kura ka ho.
Obi en ho be for one na we mu.
The actions of the president-elect to the time that you leave office will have a bearing on his successor.
Yes. Yes,
that is something that you must bear in mind.
That is very true. But they do also bear power within the NDC party.
That is where you have new fashions.
Yes, it's not going to be easy.
West Side King and Sir John and Yeboa. Omuni na simi nkanchire NDC for say omuba ni adoke kan omumbo modin say omumbedi omumbra so sa na youth na epeno
sa pepepe
say omo anja omo nhwe anim say Ghana for beye won say na omo ye MPP na ye pese Ghana ni ye enti yesre say President Mbo modin say Ghana will work
again.
Ghana will work again.
But I want to be cautious, like give them a word of caution, especially Ghanaians. We will not go back to where we were 16 years back. Please, let's be realistic. We must be realistic. Say, dollar no, enko 5 cedis and 4 cedi 50 pesos. The dollar to 4 cedi 50 pesos. It's not going to go there. It's not going to happen. Let's be blunt. But it probably can go down a little for a bit of comfort. Maybe 10. We can manage with that and maybe stabilize it for a long while.
Ghana problems in we are sure set time I will go school. Yeah, cataloging the solution on the paper. Yeah, making sure say our farming system, their youth planting for food and jobs. Say,
perfect.
If I was looking for it, if Wako establishing now the wife I go now my internet access say boys in Kodo or your promotion in football.
They will go.
Now they will go. Now you're making sure say you're indigenous in Yamano, you're Ninko. Let's make sure that things that will, because you should just say, you see a better taxes being. How do you make provisions? Say you are putting other measures in place to cover for
farming now very important.
Yeah.
If we think that we want food inflation to go down,
we should think
the
about
state
that.
must make intervention in that area.
Oh, but poultry is not a bad job.
Yes,
because and I may have found party for our money experience.
Yes,
not because we said it. We want to take videos and show that we have started something.
Yes,
it won't help anybody
because that business is very lucrative. Now imagine say Kosia, now me turn 9 cities 50%, half crate. Full near 18 cities. And now full is 66.
Maybe I'm making 50, 55.
55, 60. Abra market. 66 cities. Happy now. Into no. Then a young Colano. Brunya Breswa. Yaberia Cocona. And then a coconam ne boy didn't tell point.
Mrs. Sissy, I'm about force one Maria Poncher, so because £1, 40 or 45. And that Ghana 150. Hey, 150. They are now be down on myself. Yeah, can I have the intimate? To one man and marathon. Maybe began to be because remember us Swatra. Semijaho Mammy Abema Captain Smart now bet was so. Or bad do me in the night or no swear we now are calling Miss Lua says you are not none of her. The prophet, Captain Smart, Babet Nassi. I'll go ahead for
this for you now.
Ghana for us sending message. Say, near Otum for a cotier. Or say, one can't tell Mahama say,
yes,
yeah, they come
and a
2016. Now, who Akufuado also back. That's one yet near Fata.
Yeah, they come near Libre. Where they come. No, I'm to Tiago. Yeah, brefo enemy dance so home. The best say out now. Do me. Yeah, that's it.
We want to tell your mama, sir, we have to jail these people. These people, we have to jail them. All of them, people, when they corrupt people, we have to jail them. The mama is supposed to see them.
Onua na and papa kodwe sare wiase no abrabono akrono warbe makwasia obebro wasoronka amen wiase by but in the smart fear tago hasaso energy and so aha na
bompusa
na wonsa nipa bebre ni abre why ec emma bontain embe ye de sese oye presidential elections calculation enye easy. I am not here to defend the Electoral Commission. PRO. But strong room Makohom Prensa. Intino Ayana the Oye returning officer ma presidential no. Aye commissioner no ono oti the baby both of them Afrejan so be konoto. So you draw to the back no board one.
Yes,
now oti the baby be once a club no so sin in as a Professor Mills and fan home. We treat any. Eti Moamoba have they agreed? Yes. They have signed? Yes. Okay, let's go. No, they are two kukuru. Omo computer bisu one kasa why bibia was so that they said one kasa ye we no. Say ya no why o ma de. Eti nya de tum kukuru. Na kan kukuru. Sa enti kosi se parties no ebeji atum se constituency way presidential yapene so a contention bi am no na ekoba ko mienu miensa enan sa parliamentary na nkasa no se obi be di MP no eno no ho asem kan nyeden de tie ne se constituency ho na omokeka sisi ene a na omusa asemasi anwene a na isi penia owo ho no o transmit results ne ba Accra na Accra I accept paper na polling agents, candidates, and Casamino, and Suya, near Pejansa, near declare. But presidential, no, yeah, na, a check, yeah, Mamina Crack can say, yeah, 2 abani we are after 36 hours, no, obey me declare results, no, 36 hours, no, crowd in my, no, patrol and sewing. And sewing. And you know, I understand, said about attention, say, oh, crudum, but attention in no, but we are killing tension in that. And now, who cause some of the constituencies, coalition centers now?
Speaker, please, I'm catch
easy officers now, and we're ebi no started ye kuru no wo ba started bubi ba men kan say we nkyerɛ Abatoɔ so na ukoji wani so ne yegu awa yegu awo kwa one the way another guy no gua soldier for no sanity enti ne de tie ne say men kwagye wani ba umia na akro ne mahama air contest no we throw in down and na wo amuti go mu atachman enti nya ho abotre JB wonsa wosoro
chairman.
Yes sir.
Biaboko there.
Biaboko.
Good. Me Sahan defend the EC. Pacho with the Wadaruma.
Can you help
the presidential results na ultimate produce. Parliamentary results. What is preventing
in the next 20 minutes? In the next 20 minutes.
Chairman Pacho.
Oh, in the next 20 minutes. They will do the
every single MPBI in his constituency.
No. JB, JB, no,
the EC is being lazy.
No, the EC is not being lazy.
No, he's being lazy.
JB,
Chairman, when they withdraw.
Kawana me rama. It's a
but the reality is that the EC is being lazy.
No, the EC is not being lazy.
Parliamentary results.
You see, when him say EC office. One more internet transmission will break it down because of power fluctuation. And tell me back. I am not here to defend the EC. Me, I'm percent people coffee. And I'm coffee dada. And Nana, I don't start to pack it for Jubilee House 1 week ago.
A equipment of us who say EC coffee.
Oh no, MPP coffee.
It is no equipment of whom say MPP for coffee.
Oh no,
it is because of the data you have.
That's it.
Because you are in a privileged position.
No,
but you are in a privileged position. That is the more reason why it's here. When you have access to that information, we are Ghana for or more airshare. Now, what about Obia 7 Prediasan or a smaller place, especially a radio station or a TV station? Or more, the community are relying on such
radio station or TV here.
Yes, I'm sure on your TV.
No.
But more show on your TV.
JB,
because they need a TV station. But you know, Ghana now TV
what am I saying? Is in the total number of constituencies are NDC are winning.
Why haven't they published it?
Train, maybe.
They should publish it.
Maybe all the train.
My
very first time, Cabinet Japan money at their call. A strong room. Kobe was 2000 first round, 2000 second round, 2004, and 2008. And then we call strong room. Now, and I know strong room no na as a abusumdem. But say no Charlotte was any adokoy men say no. Oma open up demystify. Sa de na say what strong room Joe kwa ye mouth tea. Na ye mouth biscuit ni what demystify sa de no. Oh, so be question.
Mr. Question baby yeah no answer na de mama no. When him say one kasa unia A+. We're winning the seats ewo Gomwa as a parliamentary candidate. This year
it cannot be turned.
It cannot be turned.
Yes.
Why has the EC?
No,
the
you see,
but and it's not publishing. Presidential, I agree with you. Or he's the only returning officer. I agree. But parliamentary, and it's not ultimately releasing a single police station result.
Debbie,
and a single constituency result.
One who say presidential and parliamentary elections now they work together, even though they are not an identical twins.
Parliamentary is one at the constituency at the district level. And there's a returning officer at the district level. Into Omo and they determine Omuna Epeja MPs for the sa meboa. And in most of these situations, Omo Peja
they will start with Ayawaso.
Yes.
Fantastic.
George Melo.
Then they will go to other places. But that's
Wusu Ari. I'm not done pray. Or the soldiers will try to push you. I didn't electoral commission for. And to me, I'm publishing the list at least. On your template, in Pofanto one year who said on Philly. When you go to the EC site, there is nothing like a template 2024 elections on the EC website. And that is why I am saying that the EC is becoming lazy.
All right. Metwase Udibim, but the point in the say.
He has no excuse. The EC has no excuse because you're trying to car.
Would the Nyabutre
Ghana for rely on the EC. As at now, Ghana for name the number of the total number of MPs are more winning or more seats for the NDC or the NPP and even independent candidates. Say why? And then if you have to say
a word
that be with the you hold my way.
Mamenko Eliklim or Domekwa Benyana Yentuaso. Eliklim, good evening.
He also went further to say that an EC.
All right. So let's roll.
In quotes, those were his words. Did you bring any lang out here to attack someone?
It's a lie. You know, the crowd you've seen here, I've always said that Domekwa Benya, we have been in the wilderness for 20 years, and it is time for change. And these people are crying out for that change. And so the change is here, and he wants to twist our hands. So the crowd here you see here, nobody is a Langards here. They are genuine people, they are party supporters, they are constituents who are ready for change. Nobody is a Langards here. They are here to give me their support. They are here to make sure that I am declared a winner.
You've been with the EC team ensuring that the coalition exercise will be done properly. How is it coming out and how is it looking like?
Well, it's looking very good. My pink sheets, as you can see, my pink sheet is being compared to that of the EC, and then it's so far there hasn't been any difference. It's going smoothly, and so we hope, because since we had our pink sheets, we have already collected our results, so we are here to finalize everything, and I believe at the end of it, I'll be declared a winner.
Right. I've also heard some of the EC officials say that they will be projecting the results soon. Is there a likelihood that there will be a pronouncement?
Yes, there is. So after that, we are going to project for everybody to see. I know we have a lot of media houses. We have our supporters. We have the security men around as evidence for everybody to look. You can even take a screenshot and all that. And so today, there'll be a declaration.
Earlier, we were informed that there's no returning officer here who will be able to either raise your hand or Mike Okwe's hand to say that this particular person will be the member of parliament for the Dom Kwabenya constituency. So who is going to do that here?
Well, there's never been a time that collation has been done and then the declaration is done maybe some other day. It's always done today.
But there should be a returning officer to declare the winner.
Definitely, there'll be somebody coming to do that.
There is someone coming, but the person is still not here.
The person not here.
And we are confident the person will be
here. The person will be here to make the declaration.
Right. So I know this will be quite biased, but how confident are you that you are winning in the Dom Kwabenya constituency? I know it hasn't been an easy one for you contesting against Adwoa Sarah Safo in the 2020 elections. You came in closely. You had so much confidence that this time around contesting against Mike Okwe Jr., you would be able to come tops. It's almost getting to the end of the day. How was the feeling like for you?
Well, I am optimistic that I'll be declared a winner because we have done a lot. We have worked, we have crisscrossed the entire constituency, and then I've heard the cries of the constituents. I have come out with my thematic areas. In fact, I have signed a contract with the good people of the Kwabena. They have bought into my policies, and I believe and I trust that I'm going to be declared a winner. Just as I said, we already have our pink sheets. We have already done our collation, and then we are leading. We are here to just compare the figures together, and then I'll be declared a winner.
So let's say there's no declaration at the end of the day.
All right. And now I say, it's JB Yakwana still no one don't see it.
Yes, no one don't see it. Then person me say, as it starts now, Oko EC websites are there's no templates of 2024 parliamentary or presidential elections results. But at the polling station and the constituency level, Omo declare most members of parliament winners. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the presidential candidate for the NPP, are considering defeat. Figures Ben Unya or the considering defeat because of Onua and the coalition. All right,
so Mawina Ewo EC head office, Nafi. Maybe some of your concerns will be addressed. Marina, good evening.
Captain, good evening.
Nice to say. All right. Is the office what to say? What can you tell us?
Captain, almost 22 hours after Abatoɔ ban a year, 7 December, a National Coalition Center, a Electoral Commission, or Mankasa, or Maseti up, our headquarters, Fufua, a RICHMO, a Coalition Center, no, after 22 hours, no, a Juma Shafia, Eba, or Mashasi or Moyo, a political party agents for 12 presidential candidates, no independent candidates who count. Omunina, Mababe PMU Haseya, a results no Ashasi A3 regions, Eba, Bakubakwa, Omasaki, Omuyo Juma, Obaka and Raya Bon Commonwealth to process view of SSA results, no FM and Sana, a National Coalition Center. Na answer na first region, a half region of results the background Abatoɔ Commissioner Madam G Mensa or your press conference na Ubekaya NDC National Chairman or the news conference and now but we have considered defeat. National Peace Council Chairman of Frame say on can share maybe more and on top of them now, a move free coalition center, no more coffee now. I am Shishani, you bet ready Basabasa, you'll be a bano. On come a command to Omoyam and Uncle Bibin Choma, them of the Boato Omoyam. But I shouldn't get the outcast. Of course, you say, a year Jim Mensa declare results here, and Nadia, or Moon between Yakasin to Muka Bibiama, maybe no more NDC. Omubuato Muye Amabako Fia now free coalition center. Inti and I'm so ma Madam Jimensa ever holding news conference all church in Kemuse. Amu as electoral commissioner, Amu 72 hours. I will to me 3 days the 2 above year. Amu Bashe na what to me na that 3 days simuni. Amu Bashe na Oma declare result. Na say Omusha, the 2 abano, 1 day crab man, we are making a facility, and we are more Shema Mohono, a buy Trema into me and declare results into Dana Fonyan to Boasia Momus, a Juma Moyani, or more person, no more person, more Shese, Bibia, at the Koyu, or maybe here to you, and Sana, or what Piababon, say, or more declaration behind you. Obianyan to Boasia NG Electoral Commission NDC. Near Ghana for a more a year ballot polling booths. Nipa Muka since your person Muyino as the next president of the country. Electoral Commission me to media say a year Argentina Ghana for Koya Mukocho Magi and now December 7 or move to me assisa. Inti and answer assurance now a barrier, and a year first region, a year a half region, or more regional coalition results. A demo now say, your common results are a free a half region, a buyer. Say, let Kayama a tier for any Ashefon Unatia, a year Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. What considered defeat no 113,851 votes every a half region. Now John Mahama 130,106 votes. And when you know, member other candidates now, mobile member results, member leading candidates, NPP, NDC result, I free reaching Saba, and no member Bama as a one telephone as what it is in Sambo, a year I have to region medium. You bet me a saka chair as a phone telephone say I have to region result by a year returning officer. Abatoɔ Commissioner Madam Jean Mensa or the 10 at 12 years science here as an data or science here. I'm at the fresh our results, as certified results are free. I have a region, no. I am Muhammadu Baumia, Dr. Muhammadu Baumia, in 113,851 votes. If we have a region, then John Mahama, 130,000 votes, 106. Into I have a region result a buy and if you are now you call Western North result a BPM and 9 years certified because I am Madam Jimensa on science here a so you never bought results Lama I have only telephone Western North Dr. Muhammadu Baumia 124,024 votes if you Western North region. 124,024 votes. A year 124024. Now a year John Dramani Mahama 202,689 votes. 202,689 votes. If we Western North region. Now if we Western North region region for our result as under the PMO our National Coalition Center. Our election headquarters, our Abatoɔ Asoeɛ, Onua FM, and Onua TV. The PMO, a year Dr. Mahmoud Baumia result to free Central Regional. Onya 382,749 votes. Our Central Region. 382,749 votes. A year 382,749. Free Central Region. And John Dramani Mahama, Kenya, 562,620 votes. 562,620 votes. So the person made 562,620. 562,620. A year result. John Mahama, Unya Free, a year Central Region. Now, in the last minute, a year OT region, so Namuka voter region until 2020, year 2019, Munya and Krat, I done a region perform. I'm result about the PMU, Yambo, a year Dr. Maum Baumia, Edia, Unya 86,489 votes. 86,489 votes. 86,489. A year Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And John Dramani Mahama Enya 182,470 votes. 182,470 votes. 182,470. Emma John Dramani Mahama is free OT region. So say say and a year Eastern region.
Yeah, Eastern region.
Regional collated results, EBPM Electoral Commission headquarters. Now, all
right. Now, what do you Mawani and Wahona Faith me share and Edama winner say, yeah, share coverage. Yes, no, I told you, sir, me, yen, fa, we say, results. Oh, yeah, what is if you any? There, a drum half for the man is here. We, if you honor, yeah, young General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. I couldn't tackle dia. Oh, Kasa.
Yes, as stated by our Director of Communication, we thank you for making it to our office at this short notice. In the early hours of today, our leader and presidential candidate, Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, called the NDC presidential candidate, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to congratulate him as president-elect. It is instructive to make the point that this is the first time in the history of our country that a presidential candidate of a major political party has conceded defeat within 14 hours after the close of polls. This unprecedented development confirms yet again the MPP's commitment to entrenching democracy and safeguarding the stability of our dear country. I want to use this opportunity once again to congratulate His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The party also used this opportunity to commend our presidential candidate, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, his running mate Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh, for leading the party's campaign. The party also commend the spouses of the flag bearer and the running mate. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, former President Donna Jekun Kufuor, Chairman of our national campaign team, Mr. Honorable Dan Botwe, officers and members of the party across the country for their tireless efforts that they put in prosecuting the electioneering campaign. However, the MPP has, with great concern, taken notice of the violent conduct of the NDC tax at some of the constituencies' coalition centers, i.e., Damango, Ablekuma North, Techiman South, Aworin, Obuasi East, Insawam, Adojiri, Fantiakwa North, Ahafano North, Ahafano Southeast, Ahafano Southwest, Akwetia, Chobo, Obuasi East, and Tema Central. Indeed, data that made our flag bearer to concede this morning shows clearly that the MPP has won the constituencies I've mentioned. But the NDC, knowing very well that they have lost these seats to the MPP, are unwilling to accept their fate and are desperately seeking to compel the EC to do their bidding. We vehemently condemn these attacks and are serving notice that we shall resist every attempt to tamper with the results of the parliamentary elections in these constituencies. I call on the IGP, Mr. Dampare. Mr. IGP, you made a promise to political parties in 2 different occasions when we met you at your office, and your words were unambiguous that you see to it that we have a free, fair, and transparent elections. Mr. IGP, we believe you have seen what is happening at the various coalition centers. And as a political party, the New Patriotic Party, we are calling on you to maintain law and order at the various coalition centers. We must ensure that the rights and safety of all our citizens are protected. We must not allow illegal looting and intimidation of our citizens. And I call on the leadership of the NDC to call its supporters to order and condemn these unnecessary acts of violence. Ladies and gentlemen, because we deal with data, I will this juncture let you know the figures that we have collated from the constituencies that I've mentioned. For Damango, out of the 93 polling stations, 91 were collated and our candidate, Honorable Abujinapo, was leading by 1,802. In fact, even if we add the 2 remaining polling stations all to NDC, our candidate would have still won. For our North South West, we won by 677. For Fantiakwa North, we won by 452. For Trobo constituency, we won by 8,900. For Akwetia, we won by 2,038. For Obuasi East, we won by 28 votes. For Ablekuma North, we won with 400 votes. For Techiman South, we won with 3,176 votes. And Tema Central, we won by 55 votes. So these are the figures that we have from these constituencies that I've mentioned. And once again, I call on the leadership of the NDC, Your Excellency, former President and President-elect, please, you have made this country in a peaceful manner. We considered without even causing any chaos. For the sake of the peace and stability in our country, for the sake of the properties of several individuals in this country, for the sanctity of the work that the Electoral Commission is doing, please call on your members to allow the Electoral Commission to do their work. Violence should not have a place in our electoral processes. As a country, we have come far from 1992, when we decided to go into multi-party democracy. Over 32 years, we have had a very successful election. Please don't let these acts by the tax in your party mar the beauty of the 2024 elections. Thank you very much.
Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. JFK, this is too early but unnecessarily late. It's rather unfortunate that the ruling government and the ruling party in Africa is begging institutions they themselves appointed people. When citizens of a land speak, it is difficult for a party to throw out balls of kinky to the people. Yeah, my very last time I met the New Patriotic Party in Penning 4, I told them that, look, you are losing the elections. They were interested in presenting to me a Land Cruiser. As if I don't have a car to drive. I said, no, I'm not interested in this bullshit. Excuse my French this evening. But you are losing the elections. Captain, we are not losing. I said, oh, wow. So let me keep what I know. That was before we went to Salt Pond. Because let me sit here and tell you on authority. If Dampare, any CDS, AGV, INA, come be a Sankagandi, Jatum says, because it's here, and money, and Quakwam will be a baby for the bag. I call me, I'm catching out and ne. A ban security, as I said, Ghana, ye ma Dampare, any CDS, upon Pipra, standing ovation. And let me tell you this. Dampare was called, coerced, massaged, tickled, everything. The president was sitting right there. And Dampare looked in the eye of Nanado and said that, I am sorry, Mr. President. I cannot. Oh. James, where you 200 account? Where you 200 account? Where you 200 account? Oh, no. Hey, 200 account. That person, Mr. President. And let me tell you the people who are in that meeting. I was standing right there looking at them. The president was there. The vice president, who is the chairman of the police council, he was sitting right there. The question is, didn't the woman for MPP national chairman, any general secretary, and was a meeting? And then the general secretary of the party, any national chairman, and was a meeting. And that person there be said the idea the tiano. Yama emuna ho. Someone who GDS someone when they are. Yay, police for by ya dear ne finchrim. And what a man who says, Sana de course so. I war. I say not no, a police for piloting and now more year for the general elections. It is a by election by no a board dampare. So by employ strategy no. I will buy election now what share. Say, first time in the history of this country, police force can never do anything for any political party, not even the ruling party. Afenaji president himself, and let me say this: as a dampare on the CDS, now Marco, as a Obiaja Momaye meeting, I say, Your Excellency, two things. It's either you take this position away from me. Either some the position, Obeje one day, so we are IGP. I don't have a problem. But pa say, make me use my office. Influence any decision there. Forget it. Then, woman will say, woman will sue IG. So, they went through back door, echo far.
Deputy IG.
Deputy IG.
Yeah.
Teteyonu. And Ghana for maybe they were going to create a huge conflict between the IGP and the deputy IGP. But Dampare is a very smart rat.
Smart Pentecostal elder. Pentecostal
has so many. Dampare is very smart. Eti, when we born the deep, no problem.
Who be a bit trained what the officer named be a transfer.
Eti, woman who said Dampare realized that Ghana assumed paramount. Now, best since we man share be bofoma assemble. Eti police headquarters. We a mistake. Now we call deputy office. We call transfer.
Yes.
Yeah, boss of nobody wechi.
Our camera so on office. Who say what you Yeah, prepare later.
Eti, what happened in this? And not tifa hono. And no me your mind so mbe you see. Army HQ. There be enu CDS kura. Army HQ. Kwas, Chief of Army Staff. Eti asumeni. Oh yeah, National Security Coordinator. Only Gabi Ochredako. They plotted against the CDS using the Chief of Army Staff. I'm saying it today. To make sure, say, they will render the CDS
useless,
powerless. But at the end of the day, no. So Jenny now, yeah, Kwas no who say, me treat me mood time, me penny CDS. And they went through the guy, say, guy in your list, Emma Wong. Soldier for list. I was standing right there.
Oh, as a man American will have no say. Ebiano no. It is a nyawo and a war in a privileged position. And a woman some way. Like a good and nibes day.
What about
at the Sansom way?
Eti, Oria no, Oria the list near the Nino. And no more this CDS, acquired droswa. You the picture no about 2 TV the so no. So Jenny no this CDS, acquired droswa Fantini Bako. I believe Yanka. Munjai. So Jenny Penibina or 48 engineers now must on the CDS coin and your one leader near Fantini, the Akaya Bruni, Fantini Bruni, and the CDS call a gross one. What can we do? It's now we call him a trap picture. No, buy number 2 on your TV, but also okay. And not too far, Hono, the Coba and say, as many National Security Coordinator. Any army for no, any gabimo, I feel the Aquaman say, as some copper CDS a chow. Now, Pom Pepra or Tiasi, Onui, what a number of friend Busan, some may say 1, Gabi, 2, Quaquasmani, 3, the subordinates are or war or yeah, army commander, Uncle Panacho, or catch on so no. I don't hold any grudge against anybody. I am doing my job as a professional soldier. Now, he was also called before the president and other Mpenifo say na echo. And, you know, o minor den brofaka siya na mo deda. Also to hodi no catch Mr. President. No share na do him to say the damn parachute na do him catch Mr. Chief. Soldier for me to him one vote. Like you, the president, you have one vote. I will protect your ballot. I'll protect your vote. And I will protect my vote. It is my responsibility to protect, Mr. President, your vote. And also protect my vote. No military officer will go to any polling station. So, and watch this. They were using the defense ministry led by the Deputy Minister of Defense, Amankwa Atwoma Kofi Amankwa Menu, Atwoma Kwawoma MP.
Yeah.
To prepare a list of military officers, when they tell you to Volta region, TBA, Volta region, Central region, Western region, Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, Oti, Greater Accra. Watch this. So this is what happened. Then we answer soldier for penny for at the crater about say Abatoɔ we know. Soldier ni be anywhere be police station. Now microphone tiase me chire match now. And yes na soldier for no say ebia omo support party we are omo support party. No. And omo de crater no eba abonten. The promise are CDS Yamishra only dampare. I will sit here any day, any time and pray for both of you. Say Nyame and Shamoso. Samahama Yasweni in 7th January. Now, while Madame Pare and IGP Bibum Pa, Dampare, the world would see you as a great man. CDS, the world will see you and this land Ghana. And you know what happened? I felt that pressure and bar ever. The CDS said, no problem. Soldier for no. One be kwa monte. Nemom. You don't be call standby. Still no. You must do the Libyan polling station. That is when the MPP realized that they've lost the elections. You call assault point. Jamie. Me said that ye Faber was to be said. Ebema MPP mpeni for be hunu nyansa dwen. But they thought say me kasado. And specifically that day, me ye police phone kwa and I'm starting to say me blame security aspect of Ghana ha sa banya that police for 2020 elections and it den that's okay manti police for Ghana ha nyina no say 10 na kwato aba 8 to tia MPP. I'm sitting here and telling you soldier for kwato aba nyina no say 10 na to aba e mu 7 to tia MPP
na otina na donka
I don't want 200. I don't mean wait a minute.
Now when him security agency to tia by way pa
so therefore
immigration
make
count 9
I want to have 300 Ghana
immigration and fire service me donya me the way we see to tia MPP no
DH Babe sound they be about 200 Ghana
immigration fire service and Bakumi na ya mo border that be one more ahabo no customs everade me yes was a customs ni be to my MPP one mu to tia party no but what to me who say yes or ma to it here what if the last minute straw of the MPP that they will put fear in the electorate say what to about we are free ho na coffee. And I could just let me sit here and tell you, me, I'm the biggest broadcaster in this country.
Allah wallahi. Odogu.
Honorable.
Me, I am the biggest broadcaster.
Honorable.
Now, Jimmy Kawano, Emma JB. Memi Gaben Obia Obetimi me. Name is Soriano Para your son your TV. I command more than 5 million people. I command more than 5 million people. Captain, the way I may hear me stories, no. NDC phone who said, wondering yourself may bow. Eti Emma NDC phone no mutibi. Pan and Nafe MPP phones who say no, maybe Uja Fokono, I see a started. And check US Embassy survey at any given time, at every 1 second. I command 58,000 people every second. 58,000 every second. 58. Go and check US Embassy every second.
Yeah, but tell you your mouth fast crack.
I try me Captain Captain Odogu. Anna, Mesme Betna Hakatre. NDC for say, what to abani we are? Men coffee. A honana dear no. At a fast. Say I mean, because say NDC kuta 188 seats. MPP, all the state constituencies are. All the state constituencies are. General Secretary. Abana Okeka Bibi say, woman so ntiase. Okay. NPP anye kefla. I came here and I told you, so woman anye kefla. 100 seats. Ding.
But you are not running through all the parliamentary candidates of what
say I mean, okay, say. Some catch us easy for me start rounds in 20 minutes time. We have more platform so. Oh, what you swing me? Oh my, is a decline
Phyllis Nakoyo.
Yeah, fan Nakoyo about metro.
I just love her.
About we may born a home by parliament is there.
And
going.
The security, yeah. We don't let the council money. You're rotating, yeah. We don't let the council money. And to my end, we have no so brilliant. And the end. And now, the beginning of our development in Kaswa. Yes, and then at the beginning, we are releasing our freedom now. For all these years, we have fought a very difficult fight. And I'm not sure I would have been able to continue this journey. But your love, your strength, your advice and encouragement has kept me moving. It's the end. I'll be tonight. Of the next FPL, and which you say is possible.
That's it. Man, that's a Manisa. And you see, Mafia, I dare back when association and so Ghana politics in Munisa. Okay.
Oh, main gate.
And yen sua, you did very in an enom. Yen sua, you did very in an enom. Now, it do baby no home. President Kufobu Fuso on your campaign, man. I'm telling you today. Oh. Because see, Nanya Baumi you. President Kufobu who say 2008, and she say na a da horses and another do president. O make it sure so obe focus na why no ansesa. 2012 ansesa. What be the president 2016? Ya to Obama president elect from 2017. Nana do buku fuenim tia. Edu baby na a time. I am sitting here and saying this. Edu Kufuor birthday, no, I share black suit. Na oko no akodi Kufuor birthday, no oko as if say na bibia fine. Edu baby na Ulman. And the man says the man no as a former president kura me betra ha ya ne kan na nko. O de enti abaya no asewi.
The president of the Republic of Ghana.
Enti afena enia yenyan mafia go to J. Kufuor's house and check the car numbers. Ghana is sharing say in fear na ibiano and ya Kufuor na yes amra to even Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah or no Fofi and Twata when sa Akwenja no onu enya bi but oyeto nanado papa or yes ceremonial president of Fia Kunya so Ghana man cast 4 cast 9 edu baby na nanado 2 baako Ekwa Suman, many Akufo-Addo penalty ase. Fe no to nchen. Eti afa do baby no. Me ubisa ulman fie ho a, afa do baby na me nkọ. Am say adentan ya o me hwe papa, am say dabi. Wan hwe yi asem kotra TV so na me ka bibi a. Obi be kasa jaba Kufuor kura na aka kire me. Akra, that is why I stopped coming home. Okay? Na ma JH Mensa yarda ho Collins Dowd ye NDC ni and na hwe JH Mensa Teresa Kufuor nua be ma you know what I'm saying I mean who pa obi amfa ni phone for Collins Dowd I'm telling you today Collins Dowd any MP no cover meanwhile we had new patriotic party members are one SCSA, JH means I am a contemporary. Kufuor betwa head akunta. Teze Kufuor betwa head nua bema. But dan ke be fe. Saka na do sorry obekwa akosra no. Ba o me sorry obekwa akosra no. Akusi say me wo fa no. Edi film. Collins Dowd. Aya na nkwafa nyo say jama Kufuor oye di nti Kufuor de onye nipa on Kufuor je ye nipa. Na ono any nipo di kanya or the MPP a testy to me or the MPP testy to me oh kuma eh then no mo kwaso Mahama in 2012 okay MPP focus see Kufuor ban wani we nipo orchestrate sad no e ya santi be de to ne Akufo-Addo I am sitting here and saying it today. Say, Denti, and I say Kufuor, na Kufuor ye NDC. And then Kufuor the 80 years plus. I said to be to this 60 or him Kufuor him. Who dog? Then you 2 MPP 4. Ghana for fisa me pekasa. Nya kasa na me to me padie bia ye o. Mafia. Okay, Kufuor ho. Ada J. Kufuor ekasa ya sa NDC akwala fia bi no edem se hwan ye na dwun so kasete a onwade mbeye no ha se Kufuor kasa ho wo hia nipa dwen ni nyame dwen as what ase wadwen wo forma wo ntia ase and I kept saying say asem na Kufuor kan no or part say ye ntunti MPP ba nya ba umia edu baby ho delegation Eko Luman ho say onemen kasa asemuyi Oluman minim ba fire by thunder say anya sa onkrofo be kasa jama onu kura no enim hu bi eti obi wo fie ho efreme nam si Oluman nim ho hwe but the point is that baby ade no eduro no As I say, your money party who wants to say, yeah, your mind, yeah, your political party. And I'm on there. I've been a mujare. And they actually have a father also a basso. You buy your draw, you buy MPP a draw, but me the Majai party. Oh, no, oh, Debbie. Me say a dear, I could find a bind with the AJ Kufo. I'm a new trouble Gani.
No, men's go to go here. Na head and say,
Yanko, Eutu, Senya East.
Kaswa Hokria.
Kaswa Hona. One I got us how comes to be Lucy election.
Wait,
when
oh no, this is
what my declare results in too passionate.
No, this is heavily bad acceptable. This is heavily unacceptable.
It is bad.
Why? This is absolutely unacceptable. It's so bad.
Who won't talk? Who won't talk?
No.
When him say, national chairman, you're here. Opa friend, we say no more fun in your binny on the night.
17.
When I'm catching up.
Oh, and they send there no credit.
17.
And they no credit.
Who? On the name, what is a kaya when your headache, no, your paracetamol.
By fire, by thunder.
Oh, woomsa.
But you're not there for those. And then
JFK, a general secretary.
Sunday, another crack a Canada no Tamu.
That's right. On the name Hosa.
Just don't go over to come and
because you a Sakaswa Hono, only say youth maybe so much lucky. This was Sambi.
Oh, the Benya and Yamunkobi.
I'm a credo muno. I'm a modia for 2 mark Makwana Jensi Sanchez the bottom. Say Ochina Monday. DC any omo ye adwo no bi ani ho
e da bia de woni tumi o ugro police for weche no munkobi ah neslo usu krot de ba bi dwe ne ho kokasa ya shut it down na ma Esther say oh sir men kasa bi ya woni afine ye lusu afine so Esther post no
I say she know so me have you
It's any say Korea it's Ghana for slow ade. Sana ya ye kano, but let me sit here and tell you to the Ghana for slow ade da.
Come from cracker.
Ghana for ye nyete me do. Na ada be say Ghana for the kokonyonyo na afa no. Come from the council Ghanaians are not timid people as has been suggested in the foreign press. Far from it. They may be slow to anger. JB show phone so you can't was a mention Johunanya met was more show phone so. And I go there and send them out. What the hell I catch them some more? Show phone so.
In your message from
Show me what kind message over kind of live. Kind what is
message.
When about to be kind.
In your message you feel
I know.
Oh, Odogu.
I know.
Your dad Your oh.
But hey, everyone you. They may be slow to anger and may take time to organize and act. But once they are ready, they strike. And strike hard. And Ghana striking very hard. Some MPP are not careful Ghana from sitting here and telling you 30 seats, MPs 30. One Romunia. MPs. No, let's be real. MPs 30. I'm a new patriotic party.
Yeah, but who we are? No, we are.
Resolve.
May run it through the president, the parliamentary. Yes. So in the Ashanti region, Efija Kwabre North, the NPP parliamentary candidate Collins Adomaku Mensah, deputy minister for deputy minister for energy, on the winning year, Kenda Power Fasono, on the winning year. RICHMO Awoma. Kofiama Kwamenu, deputy minister of defense, on the winning year. Maso Edubia. Yao Fripon Ado on the winning on the ticket of the NPP. Yes. And Masum Kwanta Chinebua Kodia, 4 Joe, 4 on the winning. Asuka, Mame Patricia,
5.
Achuma Bija Frank Yeboa, new fresh candidate.
6.
Nyabuteba me. Oh. I have one North, Nadmo boss, Eric Nana Ajma Prempre. And I have one South West, Freddy Kachi, a champion, Ewini. I have one South West, Osei Evans, Osei Elvis Dapa Minsan. Also Ewini, Fija Kwabre, Fija Central East, Mavis in Casa Body. Boadu, in fact, Mavis in Casa Boadu. And I reckon Babano. Yes, aye. And a suita kwama be poso Adelaide in team. Oforikrom Michael Edu, that is Joseph Waibu Nebano. And then share so as usual. Bushia Stephen Stephen Amwa, Deputy Finance Minister. Obuasi East, Patrick Boachi Yadom. For MPP. Obuasi West, Kweku Kwate Ajiman. Adansa so kwa. Unfortunately, MPP seats. Godwin and Nimley. They are coming to me.
No problem.
Otafo visit Eko Asifua for the NPP. Mesha South. Nana Eje Bafo Ewa for the NPP.
When we call Asifua,
yes.
Are there Jubilee House the year no? MPP primaries no. Okay.
Okay.
Bonnie Ben or ye?
Oh, sir, Napunti.
Asifua ye Bonnie Ben.
Napunti. Sir, Napunti.
Bonnie Ben Pana Branty the year, yeah. I say, what bomusu. Kadia MPP party nankasa de year Branty no.
Because
Mambusa, which MPP between 80 seats. Across the country, from 80. What's it? Which MPP between 80 to 90 seats.
Yeah, that
Ometwenya 90 na bomunya 100.
MPP4. MPP4. Yeah, there. You're free say.
Ena yewo kwada so Professor Kisley Nyako. E we need that seat. Asante Achim Central. Kwagu Ayimadu entry.
Okay. What
Ena yes, so but so a lot of seats. Menshia North, Ekwesi Kunadu Ewuni Swame, lawyer John Darko Ewuni.
Central Kumasi, they apart from us.
Yes. Francis Aseso Boache for Bantima. Achuma be just South Shelley Chi on the replace Ejeyan Hre. Yomude Sekachesi no. Yes. And Achuma Punia set Osea Koto for the NPP. Bosome Freho Nana Kwame Asafoje. Aye, also we need for the NPP. And if you Kwabre South, Damata, Ama, and Peniama Salam. Esu Ewuni Joabin, aye for the NPP Francis KB Owusu Echiam. Bekwai. Aye Ralph Poku, I do say. I have also Freddy Kachi Elusu ye.
Until that's what I'm saying, sir.
Yeah, Elusu
ye. Ashanti region. A catcher said the dynamics of Ashanti region have a far other side of issues than to another regions running voting party. As it stands now, easy total valid votes for presidential a war easy and 7 Akakra drew 12 million. It is so be a catcher say Ghana for and Tuabana. Wadadao. Ghana for Kotoye, the moment to MPP.
Yes, hello.
I hear people say Ashanti region, woman Tuaba. There be oh. Omotoye. Say, yeah, I no say no. Ashanti region. Ashanti region. Ashanti region. Presidential Assembly America. Because you know, Osha Bamia across the 1 million mark no. And John Mahama so with him 600,000. Say ya me no ka say easy Asoeɛ. Out of 40,976 no. Say ya me no ka say I can authoritatively tell you say easy saka 39,265 polling stations across the country. Polling stations in there 40,976. Say you know easy and saka 39,265. Nti aka say aka kumebi na say Ghana Electoral Commission and saka bibia and still ano John Mahama ewo 56% hona otaro and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so tare 41 hona and I don't know Shakasifo ati ato parliament JB
Chairman
also no analysis no you trace from 2004
yes
and Ashanti region started so far about NPP
yeah sure
but 1992 1996 2000 omode the Rollins and a year campaign in Ashanti region
yes
and Rollins Ebebuma Rollins ASC Rollins ASC and my Ashanti region Eshe Rollins who he
and the Tuaba
and the Tuaba Emma the New Patriotic Party.
Yes, that's true.
Then if it 2004 Banono Musa Derby Adiana Rollins in Muna says I can once say or no one you share the Tuabano. Says Papa Notifie
or
Dino. It's Argentina still ano and at 2004 MPP Ashanti region started say or fan of ABC 2016 Nanado enya boom boom boom. A man wa Ashanti region no etwa bane party MPP.
That is the more reason why a lot of ministers lose almost seats.
That's right.
In Ghana. You can talk about the likes of
ballot papers.
Heavily unacceptable. I mean
ballot papers. And a good form sano. Ballot papers. And a good form sano. Whether with Timo, the value is the same.
Nothing will change.
Well, sir, for the very first time after 2000, Ghana Fuankasa are extremely vigilant about say to policy Abatoɔ.
Yes, because they have seen the value of voting.
Now 1992, 1996, 2000. And then can make with the soldier form you know. Some say who born dog? Who born dog 1992, 1996.
Even in 2000,
hey, na 2000 share na kan yekobusa. Senior man mo bisa say mo kwaya den ho.
I was watching you with you.
My bro. David. Me my bro.
Hey, you're go for.
Me me papa wo me kura na me mo a wo mo te say de mabo MPP party.
Peter Mawu elusu the seats.
Oh, I didn't know that too.
Another pray elusu the seats.
Voter region 0 for MPP. Upper is 0. 0 ndosu.
Abujinapo elusu the seats. KTM would elusu the seats. Akosia arupo de wa konta, but Akosia menu elusu. Yes, at that time. And Harry Coach elusu the seats. Dakwa Newman elusu the seats. Yes, Dakwa Newman elusu the seats. Howard Coulson elusu the seats. Esla Owusu elusu the seats. Mrekuduka, your own friend, elusu the seats.
Oh no, Eminuya.
Nunia. Na aye. A year, ewo Gomwa.
Na year.
A year. On A plus go to no. Also elusu the seats. Sanitation Minister. Lydia Al-Hassan, John elusu the seats. Ambrose Derry, elusu the seats.
Infantiman, Ophelia.
Yes, Ejapa Mesa also elusu the seats. A lot of notable names. Naka is
Edu man kesima ye koya ye kucha market no na ye de aba na fe wo motimi hu se o ade no asenti yenye ne yie na motimi asiesie na emma no enye baabi atena no woni ma de omoye omosoma boys memetime ma me fie nanim ho didi no no ma ba sem bibi fa ba so mo ne be meeting sa de ntima ko twa market no
na RICHMO
na kwa ba ko be yam obedi memma sem
oh sisi
na hwene tin ana me hu se adwe da ne tim no etese sisi ade ne ba wi ase ti me mfi no
na RICHMO
na instead say na MPP ewo infantima no be hu se no Abrante ya ye ne kana semi ne ma me ye women organizer wa MPP
okoto nwa no ma
enti yentu ye boase na fe yen hwa de kode pote na market na say no afa no unim jebi ma fi market na ekotwa na ho ba asem no afa no mko pesika ko sisi
yeah yes it's a story
and a man catch on say na say na mu sisi be ye and a wash share captain smart ahoroba na on the about 20 on
say ayi ho no
magazine
yeah
asabi Asamabati
chief test minister
I am telling you today upa Francis ya nebisa no usu mama
sir
that's a MPP lusu fantima na sa asamasi
but say Heriko fifi fiaviko to so be address the media
da be enche kra
8:30
enche
NDC secretary
yes
na say pressure aba MPP so MPP nya party a pressure one so elections even when MPP is losing elections pressure ni MPP 2008 na pressure ni mum 50% to opposition 50% to ruling government and if you imagine a Professor Mills to be the president imagine na imagine Nanado to be the president
almost 1 billion votes
Jimmy Kasa